I lit a candle for you all today. It's for me. So what is up? Cheers. I've got my coffee with the lipstick stain. Do you have a lipstick stain on your coffee mug today too? I always feel like I have to line it up just right though, so I don't have lipstick all over the cup. So what is up? I am so excited because it is time for Sephora's Holiday Savings Event. It is truly one of my favorite times of the year, and I am so excited to share that Sephora is sponsoring this video. I just can't believe it. I was actually getting my nails done this morning, and I was telling my nail tech, like, yeah, I'm going home and I'm filming a video, and Sephora's sponsoring it, and he was like, dang! I'm like, I know, I'm so excited. Anyway, so I'm so excited to be able to say that. I am going to kind of split this video down the middle and share what I am excited about buying during this savings event, and then also the things that I recommend, things I already love, that if you're planning on shopping Sephora's Holiday Savings Event, that these are things I would consider adding to your cart because they are favorites of mine. And yeah, I will have links to absolutely everything I mentioned down below if you want to shop these specific items. I feel like I need to like take a breath, breathe for a second. So if you are not a part of Sephora's Beauty Insider program, I will have the link to join it down below. It is totally free to join, and that is how you are able to shop the sale. So the promo code for the sale for everyone in any tier is savings. That is the promo code to use. Like I said, I'll have all of the information for the different tiers, the days that you can actually shop, the promo code, and the percentage off you'll get down below if you are interested to see that breakdown. So another thing to know about this savings event is that the offer is unlimited usage, and you can use it in store and online, and there's free shipping with no minimum for all of the tiers. So that means if you're placing multiple orders, you can still get your percentage off, and you're getting free shipping, which I think is awesome. But the other thing to mention for the savings event is that the entire Sephora collection is 30% off for all tiers of their Beauty Insider program. That's huge because some of my favorites I'm going to mention in this video are Sephora collection, including some of their brushes. So 30% off is a nice big chunk. It's a good time to try out some of those Sephora collection items if you've never tried. Like I said, I have some favorites we're going to talk about today. So I am so excited. Let's dive into which do I want to do first? Should I start with my wish list or my recommendation? Let's start with my recommendations. I have a bag full of things I would recommend. I've done these videos a lot, so if you want to see some of my previous like savings event videos where I've shared even more recommendations, I'll link maybe my most recent one down below because there's lots of goodies. I'm sure I repeat a few because there are just some that I've loved for so long, but there's a lot of new faces in this makeup bag today. I'm gonna like dump this out and organize it so it's not just so overwhelming. I'll at least have it in categories for you guys. So many favorites, so little time. All right, let's start with skincare. Two things I absolutely am gonna highlight, and I feel like I highlight every time, but if you've been dying to try this, this is the time. This is, I have a brand new one here. I'm just about to crack open, and I just cracked this bad boy open last week. This is the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair. This is one of the best. It's like the serum in cream is what it's called. And it is what I use as my nighttime moisturizer. It has serum already in it. It is just one of those products that I use it every night. And when I wake up in the morning, my skin looks so refreshed and nice and kind of youthful. You know, when you've done your skincare routine and when you haven't, like there's a difference in the way your skin looks. This makes my skin look amazing the next morning. So highly recommend it. It's super pricey, but again, during a savings event is the time to buy it and highly recommend it. And then I also love the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This I have loved for years. It is such a beautiful moisturizer to put on during the day. It looks gorgeous underneath makeup. I don't notice that it pills up. It gives, I don't want to say like it's not super dewy, even though the name is Dewy Skin Cream. I guess I can open the box so you can see it because I've been out of it for a while, so I'm so excited to have it again. First of all, the packaging is always stellar. It's got this little thing up here so you can pull out the little paddle and use that to get the moisturizer out. It gives your skin the most beautiful plumped look. Like I said, it looks beautiful under makeup as well. I've gone through probably 4 or 5 of these bottles, if that's saying anything. Oftentimes, if I find something within the skincare world that I love, I'll just keep buying it, and this is one of those, so highly recommend. If you feel like my voice sounds weird, it's because it is weird right now. I'm getting over the same cold that my whole family has right now, so I'm like, we're on the mend, people, we're on the mend. We'll talk about what's on my lips too in here in a second. So, love the Tatcha products and anything from that range. This is a good time to buy it. I also love the Dr. Jart Ceramide Cream, another great daytime and nighttime moisturizer. There's something about this that I just love. It's not like a glowy product at all, but it definitely gives that kind of moisture. I don't really like gel like moisturizers. This is not a gel. This is more like really nice and thick, but it's not thick. But you know what I mean? If you're not big on gel creams, I think you'd really like this ceramidin one because it definitely has that thicker feel, but it blends in quickly. So love this morning, night. It's so good. And I feel like if you have sensitive skin, you'd really like that stuff too. And of course, I could not mention the Supergoop Glow Screen. This is my #1 SPF because it is a glowy primer and sunscreen and moisturizer all in one. So I can put this on and be done. Then I can go right in with my makeup. It looks beautiful. Ooh, I love it. This I've gone through like five or six bottles, like a lot. They sell a bigger size of this. I think it might be time for me to finally buy that bigger one. Let's talk foundations and BB cream. Most of these are newer to my life as of this year. And I feel like a lot of these I haven't given a lot of love to, so I'm excited to talk about them. An old standby favorite, the NARS Sheer Glow. I highly recommend this product to virtually anyone. It's got medium coverage. It's just beautiful on the skin. Again, this is something I've repurchased because I actually go through it and use it up, which is saying a lot because I try a lot of makeup and I don't always use up foundation, but this is one I have used up. I wear the shade Yukon, which is light 2.5. I just feel like this is an all-around fantastic foundation. So if you're taking one foundation recommendation away from this video, it's this. This is so good. I also fell in love with, and this to me gives a higher coverage than any of the other ones I recommended here today, is the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. It's supposed to have skincare in it that's gonna like actually long-term help your skin if you're wearing it like every day. I just think this looks really pretty on the skin. It has, I think, medium, and I think it can build to closer to full, and it's just gorgeous. Every time I put it on, I'm like, why don't I use this every single day? Because it really is just so pretty. I kind of have some residual, as if you can tell. I have residual self-tanner still on, and this is a little bit too light, so I didn't wear it today, but I mean, oh, I love it. If you are curious, I have the shade Very Light Cool 120. So last foundation-y product is the Tower 28 Sunny Days. I'm almost through this. I have the shade 15 Melrose. I wore this Tower 28 one on the beach recently, and it was great because I felt like my skin looked nice and even, but it still had some SPF on top of it. So when I was reapplying, I could reapply some of this too and kind of make it look nice, because I'm someone that, like, when I'm on the beach, I get in the ocean, but I'm not going under into the ocean. It's just not my vibe. I'll get my hair wet. I don't care about that. But I don't like putting my face in the ocean. I'll float on my back. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I really like this stuff too. So I mentioned that Sephora collection. Their brushes are some of the best brushes I've ever tried. I've loved these for years, and so these are two of my favorites. The number 56 brush, it's technically a foundation brush, but I actually use it for concealer. There's something about the size of it that is just so nice. And then I also have the number 55 brush. This is amazing for powder bronzer because of the size. It's not too wide, but I also, I think it's technically a foundation brush, but again, I use it for other stuff. I love this for powder foundation. It is so good for that. Again, the size, it's not too dense, but not too loose. Like, it's just right. So I've tried most of their brushes. These are just two of my favorite, but I would recommend, and I'm gonna talk about, they have some brush sets that I would recommend, just kind of bang for your buck, and you get to try a lot of them. So one of my favorite new products that I use as a glowy primer is the Say Glowy Super Gel. They have like a big full-size one. This is just the small one that I have. Which is great because I've traveled with it and it's kind of a perfect size, and it's plastic versus the glass bottle. I'll probably eventually buy the full size because I'm about halfway through and I love it. But this is just one of those products you can mix with stuff. You can use it as a highlighter. You can use it alone. I honestly more often just use it alone all over my face. It does have this gel-like texture, which for this kind of product, I don't mind. And I don't find that it's so shimmery that it looks weird or anything. It really doesn't have a shimmer to it at all. It's just like that dewy glow, but it's not sticky. I think I've realized over the years of trying a lot of products like this is sometimes they're either really shimmery and then you've got shimmer all over the face, or they're too sticky. This is neither of those things. It's kind of the perfect product for a really thin layer of a glow underneath foundation. So love this. We'll probably eventually buy the full size. Okay. Boy, did this cream bronzer just surprise me. This is from NARS. It is their Laguna bronzing cream. I have it in the shade Laguna 01. I tried this literally a few weeks ago and I was like, oh my gosh, it is so good. I'm not wearing it today because I was trying out I'm trying out a lot of bronzers right now. This one is the easiest to apply. It, first of all, kind of smells kind of coconutty, like beachy, and I really, really am into that. But I'll just take a brush, tap it right into it, tap it right on. It is the creamiest, most blendable, beautiful bronzer I've tried in a long time. And so if you just want one cream bronzer and it can just be your cream bronzer, honestly, this has wiped my Danessa Myricks Power Cream Bronzer out. This has wiped, what's the other one I really like? Like, it is knocked a lot of them. Oh, the Say Sun Melt, I love that stuff. This is better. I know, like I've been talking about that stuff forever. This is better. There's something about this formula. So wanted to mention it because I can't believe how quickly it dethroned like 3 of my favorites. It's so good. I also love this Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush. This is the shade Provence. It's definitely my favorite shade. It's such a light, easy color. I'll just tap it on with my fingers, honestly. They have a lot of different shades. It's so easy to just tap in place and it's so pretty. Oh, this is just one of those products I dragged my feet on for a while, and then once I tried it, I was like, oh, I should not have been sleeping on that for so long. So highly recommend that as well. All right, so continuing on, I also am such a fan of the Benefit boxed blushes. I have the shade Peachin, is definitely my favorite. I also have Shelly, but it all like broke. I need to repress it. I have my eye on the shade Willa. That one, it's kind of more of a cool toned bluey pink. And it looks so pretty. It was sold out a while ago, and I think it's back in stock now. So that one is sitting in my cart, which, again, in a minute, we're going to talk about what's sitting in my cart. This is a great time if you've been wanting to try the new Benefit boxed powders, boxed blushes. This would be a great time. They have so many shades, and it just harkens back to old school YouTube to me, and they all have a nice little smell, too. This is the palette that I think more of you guys have bought because I've mentioned it than any other palette I've mentioned. Does that make sense? It's the Charlotte Tilbury Darling palette. Just when I like forget that this exists and I'm using other stuff, I'm reminded and then I pull it back out and I'm like exclusively using it again. Now today I use the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which I still love. It's literally just one shade. It's the shade Luscious. I'll link that palette below because I do love it. It's the shade Luscious, and that's it. And then I just blend it into the crease. It is like one of those like dimensional shadows that just looks like you tried harder than you really did. Love it. But anyway, this is like my true blue. Like if I had one palette, it's probably going to be this one. It's just beautiful. These shadows that are shimmers are so gorgeous on their own. The mattes are beautiful. Like, I just love it. There's something about this palette. Every time I wear it, look at those shimmers. Are you kidding me? Ooh. Every time I wear it, I get asked what I'm wearing. Like, it's so easy. You don't have to be a makeup artist. I mean, I'm not a makeup artist to use it. It's compact. I absolutely love it. Highly recommend. And again, if you can save some money on it, this would be the time. So I had to mention the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I have to imagine that most people are mentioning this in their Sephora Savings Event videos because it is just one of those powders that there's something magical about it that it's not something that's going to give you coverage. It's not a powder foundation. It's really just a setting powder, but it really does perfectly toe the line where it'll soak up just enough oil, but it doesn't make your face look powdery. And that is, to me, where the magic of this powder lies. I have the shade Feathery, and I absolutely love it. Especially in the summer. I feel like I use that powder in the summer a lot because I don't always necessarily need more coverage. I just want a little bit of that sheen to be soaked up, you know? And it just kind of gives that airbrush effect. Speaking of airbrush effect, one of my favorites, this LYS, what is it actually called? It's their Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. This is one of my holy grail under eye setting powders. It makes your under eyes look like there are no lines, well, not no lines. I mean, but it just flattens that area out so nicely. It sets all day. It instantly makes my under eyes look better. It really does. I've talked about this for years. One of my favorites, and I think the packaging is really cute too. And LYS is a little bit more affordable in the range of Sephora brands. This is definitely one of the more affordable brands. It's worth looking into. Okay, and lip-wise, these are a new launch of lip liners that I love, and I feel like I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about. So this is from Rare Beauty. It is their Kind Words Matte Lip Liners. I am wearing the shade Humble on my lips today, and then, well, let me talk about these and then I'll tell you what lipstick. So these are super creamy. The fact that they are a matte lip liner, I mean, most lip liners are matte, so it's kind of redundant, but it really does stay in place. I feel like sometimes creamy lip liners can be too creamy, but these are creamy enough to apply to your lips smoothly, but then they stay. And that is where the magic of these is. And the packaging is so pretty with the gold lids, and you can see the color that it is on the side. It is retractable, but then on the other side, it's got a little thing if you want to shape it back to a point, you know? But Humble is definitely the shade I've used the most. Like, it's straight up messy. I've used this a lot. The lipstick I'm wearing today is a Pat McGrath lipstick. This one's in the shade Realness, which I actually don't think is a shade that's sold anymore, but I wanted to mention the Pat McGrath lipstick formula. You know, in the realm of expensive lipsticks, I don't think they're all created equal, and some lipsticks are not worth it. And I also think the drugstore makes incredible lipsticks that I talk about all the time. But Pat McGrath lipsticks are truly a luxurious formula. They are so smooth and creamy. They stay on so well, and they just look nice for hours. And I feel like that's kind of hard to find. Like I said, this is the shade Realness 405, which I don't think is sold, but find a shade you like in the Pat McGrath lipstick range and you are gonna love the formula. But I could not go on and not mention Charlotte Tilbury's lipstick, my favorite. This poor thing has been with me everywhere. I travel with it too. It is the lipstick in Love with Olivia. It is my shade. Like, if I had one lipstick, it'd be this one. It'd be this formula, this shade. Every time I wear it, I feel so pretty and put together. But again, formula-wise, this is such a good formula. And if you can find a shade you absolutely love, I would say do it. And of course, the packaging is always so pretty, but this thing is so banged up from years of being in my purse. But I also really like the shade Supermodel. This one's more matte, but it's a really pretty color too. And then I had to mention the Lawless Forget the Filler gloss. It's plumping. This one's in the shade Cherry Vanilla. It's newer to me. I had it on earlier. I took it off to put on this lipstick, but I just love it. These are so comfortable. They're a perfect purse gloss. They're slightly plumping, but they don't burn. They just feel nice. You know what I mean? If I'm remembering right, I have in my cart another shade of this because I love the formula so much. So there's a product or two I wanted to mention that I don't have in front of me. They're actually at my workspace, but I have to mention. So one of them is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. That setting spray has my heart because it is one of the few I've ever tried that genuinely makes a difference. I feel like it makes my makeup last longer, but it also really like not squishes, but like blends everything nicely together. If you've got like, you know, your foundation layer and a powder layer and all these different things, I feel like it melts it all together and it just looks beautiful, but it's not super glowy or anything like that. So highly recommend. There are various sizes, so you could get a smaller size and try it, but I love that stuff. And then another thing, this would actually be something I recommend, but I'm also like probably gonna repurchase, is the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. That concealer is so underrated. It is one of the most beautiful. I used it up and it's been like a year. I haven't had it and I really miss it because I felt like it was kind of a medium coverage level. And it was easy to blend in. It always looked nice. It stayed really well. And I genuinely miss it in my collection of like a lot of concealers. I'm constantly thinking about that one. So I'm going to repurchase it, but I would highly recommend that one too. So now let us switch to what is in my cart because there's a lot in there. I might have to pull some things out, like be real, Jessica. But there's so much I've been wanting to try that I've been sitting on for a while that I'm like, okay, now would be the time. So first up is the Haus Labs Triclone Foundation. So this stuff has gotten so much buzz. It is so hyped up. It sounds totally up my alley. And there are so many shades, so that is always exciting. It says it's got medium coverage, it's weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that helps reduce redness and protects from environmental stress. I would say my biggest problem area of my face is, well, first of all, pigmentation. So I'm always trying to be good about being in the sun because I have fairer skin. If I'm in the sun too long, especially if there's not enough protection, freckles just pop up. And so really trying to be cognizant of that, but my other problem is redness. And so anything that can help with that, I'm all about. So I've just heard really good things. Like it is up there. Like that is something I know I'm going to buy as long as my shade is in stock. I'm definitely going to buy. Okay, this caught my eye and it was kind of a last minute ad. So this is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. I have the shade Rosewood Glow in my purse because it just looks so pretty. I love a rosy lip color. Like that is totally my move. But there are a lot of different shades. So we'll see, but that's the one that's in my cart that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy because that is a purse lippy if I've ever heard of one, you know? And a lot that I've tried from Makeup by Mario I've really liked. I may have to take out some concealers because I have a lot of concealers in my cart, but this one I have to try. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Medium to Full Coverage Radiant Concealer. So as it turns out, they have a radiant one and then they also have like a more natural one. I think I'm gonna start with trying the radiant one. I've tried so much from Charlotte Tilbury. A new product can't be launched without me thinking I had better try it. But I love so much from the brand. I've done like best and worst videos because I really have tried most things from that brand. So this one will be no different. I absolutely just have to try it. Okay, so another thing on my list is the Sephora Collection 12-Hour Contour Pencil Eyeliner. Looks like some of the shades, maybe all of them, are waterproof. And I'm always looking for really good waterproof liners that I can put in the waterline and not have it transfer. So it's $11, and again, Sephora Collection is 30% off right now with the sale. So 30% off of that, I mean, it's gonna be pretty inexpensive. And yeah, the reviews look really good too. So that one is up there. I might get more than one shade while it's 30% off. Just try it out, like get a black and maybe like a dark brown or maybe a color or something. Listen, I can't remember if I tried this years ago. There's a part of me that's like maybe, but I don't think I did. It's the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Oil-Free Foundation. I think I'm gonna finally try it because if I did try it, I obviously don't remember. And also it would have been back when I liked more matte skin and like higher coverage. And now I just don't. Like my tastes have just changed. So it's one that's always been on my radar and I've been wanting to try for a long time. So I think it's finally time I'm gonna actually try it because I like it, you know, like I feel like a lot of us like a very similar, like medium coverage, kind of radiant, but not too glowy kind of a foundation. So I mentioned that I was gonna add another shade of the Lawless Forget the Filler to my cart. I have the shade George. This looks so beautiful. So again, it's kind of a rosy color. It's described as a medium taupe nude, but it just looks kind of mauve-y to me and it looks so pretty. So another concealer I have in my cart is the Milk Makeup Future Fluid Concealer. So this one, medium coverage as well. This is the one that like, okay, if I'm taking some out, I would like to try this, but I'm more interested to try the Charlotte Tilbury one. So I might take it out of my cart. I like that the packaging is kind of different. It looks like it's kind of shorter and like stubby, but again, just something different. Most concealers all shaped the same. So we shall see, but it looks really good. And again, the reviews are really good. So, okay, this one's in my cart just because it's cute. This is the One Size by Patrick Starr Mickey Puff. I always use a puff when I'm applying like my eyeliner so that I don't disrupt the foundation underneath. And this one is so flipping cute. Isn't that adorable? So that one's in my cart. It's gonna happen. I'm buying it. And then I also added the Danessa Myricks Beauty Yummy Skin Glow Serum. It's got hyaluronic acid. I added the lighter of the two shades. It looks like you could, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's got fig extract, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, a whole bunch of extracts. But it says it's skincare infused and it's a priming serum. So I could put it all over if I want, kind of similar to how I use the Say Glowy Super Gel. But I like that this has like skincare within it too. So if I'm putting it everywhere, it could possibly be helping my skin. And it looks really, really pretty. And again, the reviews are really good for that. And I like a lot from Danessa Myricks, what I've tried. This is something I feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about, but I've never tried anything from this brand. So it's the Cali Ray brand. It's the So Blown Blurring Collagen Peptide Primer. It's been a while since I've tried just a kind of classic blurring primer, so I'm interested to try this one. And I'm always excited to try a new brand that I've never heard about. So it says it's got pore tightening, redness reducing, smoothing, plumping, moisturizing, and nourishing. So it covers everything. So that one I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try just because, like I said, it's been a while since I've tried something like that. I did add a Sephora Collection brush. I added the Pro Eyeliner Brush number 22. I feel like a lot of the liner brushes I have, I'll really just use not necessarily to apply eyeliner, but to blend out a pencil and kind of give it a little mini wing. But a lot of the brushes I have are old, like 6 or 7 years old, and they're falling apart. So I'm like, it might be time to just get a fresh new eyeliner brush, and I know I like this brush line. So I also added the Merit Brow 1980 Volumizing Eyebrow Pomade Gel. I feel like Merit is one of those brands I've tried a couple things from, and I've liked some, not liked others. So I'm just kind of interested to dip my toes a little bit more further into the brand. So this is one I like, an eyebrow pomade. I'm actually used in my brows today, one from Lawless. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I feel like my brows look fine. It's just a little bit deeper than I typically go, so I'm still kind of on the fence. But this one, A, the packaging looks gorgeous, but B, it's something I would use every day. So I would probably get the shade brown because it says it's light to medium, cool brown. So Sephora Collection brushes, this set I feel like is one of their best ones that I saw, because it has 8 brushes that's a part of it. It's a $202 value, and I'm telling you guys, these brushes are amazing. You will love them. This is a good kit. I'm like already looking at it like, could I use this? But it has my favorite brush in it, the number 56. So that's in there. And then it has the number 57, which actually is another favorite. It's like a concealer brush. It has that liner brush in there too. Like, it's got some goodies, so definitely worth looking into those. And then Amika has their, so I already love Amika's Perk Up Dry Shampoo. It's one of my favorites. It smells good. It soaks up the oil well, but I don't think I've ever bought that full price. Like, I always wait for a savings event. And so now they have their Perk Up Plus Extended Clean Dry Shampoo. And so I'm thinking about it because I think it's supposed to be like even stronger of a dry shampoo, you know what I mean? And the smell of Amika's products, this says, the fragrance blend, notes of warm vanilla, spicy sweet clover, and fresh citrus. It smells so good. So that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy because I'm almost out of dry shampoo and I wanted to try this new version of it. I also want to get, I already like the Makeup Forever lip liner in Anywhere Caffeine, and I keep hearing people talk about the shade Wherever Walnut as well. So that one's in my cart. We'll see if I actually end up buying it because, again, I've got plenty of lip liners. It's not like I need it, but I do like that formula. And I have to get, because when I met with Taylor Wynn, we were in the bathroom and she was reapplying some lip stuff, and it was the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. I'm pretty sure it was the shade Cherry Blossom. And it's one that's gone viral and it's everywhere, and it looked so pretty on her lips, you guys. Like, so pretty, and so I'm like, I have to buy it. So that's been sitting in my cart for a while. I'm definitely gonna buy it this time. I also added the shade White Peach as well because it looks a little peachy, so I think I'm gonna get both. They do have some kits, so I might, before I actually check out, double check that there aren't any kits that have one of those shades in it so I could get, a better deal and get more of them. I also added the Merit Clean Lash Tubing Mascara. I love tubing mascaras. I have kind of gotten off the bandwagon, but I'm noticing more and more smudging with mascaras lately, so I'm like, I think I need to go back to tubing mascara. So I want to try Merit's and see how it is. And then I also added another concealer, the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever concealer. I already like their Best Skin Ever foundation. I almost mentioned it here, but I was already mentioning so many, but that's a really good foundation. I can link below. Again, it's got a good shade range, really pretty medium coverage. I feel like it lasts well throughout the day. Because I like that, I'm tempted to buy the concealer as well. Okay, I think that's everything I'm gonna mention. I knew this video would end up being long. I didn't think it'd be quite this long, but it's so hard to squeeze everything in and everything I have to say into like a short video. It ain't gonna happen. And honestly, if you watch my videos, you know most of my videos are longer. So for some, you're welcome. For others, so sorry. I can't believe you stay with me all the way to the end. But again, thank you to Sephora for sponsoring this video. It still feels crazy to say that. Again, if you have not joined Sephora's Beauty Insider program, I'll have the link to join down below, because if you are a part of their Beauty Insider program, you can of course take part in Sephora's Holiday Savings Event, which is going on now. I'll have all of the information, the promo code, what percentage off you'll get for each tier, right down there at the top of the description box. And of course, I'll have links for everything that I mentioned in this video down below. I'll have them in the order I mentioned them, so if you're looking for it, it'll be in order. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much, Sephora. I hope that you guys have fun shopping the savings event. I know I've had so much fun adding to my cart. And again, I always recommend shop as soon as you can. Build your cart early, because a lot of things, especially if it's something that you've heard a lot about, a lot of things tend to sell out because a lot of people want them and they want to save that money on them. So definitely shop as soon as you can. And I love you guys. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.